pretty firm. Good solid traction. I will say, also drove home from Chicago over Thanksgiving break during that crazy storm that they had. Never once lost control or anything remotely close to that. I did see a lot of other SUVs and pickups off in the ditch. I think that's less of a factor of vehicle capability and more so a factor of driver performance. Again, I always say traction in motion does not equate to the ability to stop under control. So when I'm driving out in the snow in Michigan, I always give myself time. Like you see this red light, got at least 10 car lengths, foot off the gas, I'm just coasting up. You have a heavy vehicle, even if you do have symmetrical all-wheel drive, if you need to abruptly stop, all four wheels are going to stop spinning, and your very heavy vehicle will turn into a very nice hockey puck. So you need to give yourself time to brake. But here on the green light, picking up traction, no issues whatsoever. No slipping. These Geolanders are the stock tires, again, that came with the vehicle. I do not believe they are top of the line. I think there's some type of spec that Subaru worked with Yokohama for, meaning these are not the same quality that you would get if you would go, to Discount Tire or wherever to buy the same tire. I think that tire would be slightly higher quality. I am not driving on with X mode. X mode only kicks in when you're under, I think it's 15 or 18 miles per hour. So driving around town, doing 20, 30, there's not really an opportunity for X mode to really do its thing. So I've never turned it on a single time and have never had any traction issues. I can see the ice on the road. So, me and the cars are taking our time. But she's sturdy on all four. She handles her own. People talk about this large touchscreen and they tend to hate it. Giving yourself time. See, there's a traffic obstacle. I gave myself time to get around where I didn't have to slam on my brakes. But yeah, this touchscreen, people don't like. The only thing I've really had as an issue with this touchscreen is when I first turn the car on, and after I hit the I agree disclaimer message to get that to go away, there's usually like a 5-second or so delay where any button that I press just doesn't register. And then when it catches up, I get, it presses 8 buttons and, so if you give it some time to kind of get its whereabouts when you first start the car, you won't really have any issues. Other than that, got some abrupt braking up here. Other than that, I think it's fine. I still have manual buttons for temp up, temp down, front and rear defrosters, tune, and volume, even though I could do the volume and everything from the steering wheel. If you have Siri on your Apple device, I have to imagine Android Auto would be similar, but you could tell Siri to turn the heat down a few notches, turn the AC up higher, whatever. You never truly have to use the touchscreen unless you're really trying to get in and change some deep vehicle settings, which you should be doing when you're parked anyway. So I don't mind it. It is kind of doofy. It is kind of big, and I would have preferred for this to be horizontal and integrated, similar to how you see on the new 2026 Foresters. I think that looks pretty sharp. And they went back to all manual temperature control gauges. I thought that was pretty cool, but I'm happy with it. Comes standard with heated seats, front driver and passenger. Driver has a power seat, no memory. Passenger has a manual seat. You have the panoramic sunroof. leather wrapped steering wheel on the premium cloth seats that I went with for this one, just because I have a toddler. I came from leather seats in a Honda Accord. Wasn't a huge fan of those. This does have the Lineartronic CVT. I have found that to be extremely smooth. My Honda Accord 2013 definitely had earlier versions of CVT technology, and that thing was pretty jerky and shaky. It still never failed. Even at 200,000 miles, we gifted that car to my brother-in-law, and hasn't had any issues whatsoever. He's still going around town doing this thing and that. But the CVT on this Subaru is buttery smooth. You really don't feel it shifting. It almost feels like an EV in a lot of ways. You have some sense of instant torque, even though you're not going to have like that limitless pull of torque like you might have on a Tesla or Rivian. It does have a new acceleration curve from like 0 to 45 or so. It really gets up and picks up and hits high RPM, so it can get you up and go. I don't use that a lot just because, gunning it from green lights is something that I tend to not do anymore in my more seasoned years, with the understanding that I have in terms of the strain that it puts on your transmission. Doing a Michigan U right here, no issues whatsoever. I see a Kia in front of me looking like they're getting ready to park, so I'm trying to anticipate that. Going around, no issues. I actually got this 2025 with about 1,100 miles on it. It was from Subaru's service loaner program, and they spec'd it out with everything. It's got the dimmable mirrors, it's got the garage controls, it's got the power lift gate. What else does it have? The panel sunroof, even though I don't think that's part of the package. It's got the all-weather floor mats. It's got the wireless charger, which is quite finicky. Don't rely or count on that. That's about it. It's got the projector headlights that kind of pivot with your turn, so you keep visibility better going through curves and things like that, which is pretty cool. Again, it's pretty sturdy. Turning right here with the car coming up to the cross stop sign. Still just cruising along, not gassing it. You don't have any issues. It just sticks to the road. When you drive sensibly, you give symmetrical all-wheel drive superpowers. You will always find traction in movement. When braking, however, you just need to be more sensible. But yeah, the thing is pretty solid, no complaints whatsoever. It's got 8.7 inches of ground clearance and made it home safely. Maybe I'll do a review on my wife's CRV, which she loves.